How do you deal with rude people? Especially if you have something that can be made fun of and they don't. Like for example, if someone who has a nice car, good relationship, family, friends, nice clothes, etc. and they're making fun of how you take the bus? Like how can you even win at that point?
You don't say anything, you smile and walk away. Understand that there are better people with more intelligent brains out there. Not everyone's opinion is right.
I had a really great therapist who told me, some people will always be wrong. You can't fix them and it's not your responsibility to do so. Ignore them and live your life.
I remember actually seeing something like this play out at my work once between two coworkers. One who was well off due to her parents and was talking shit to one of the ladies who lived in a trailer and was a single mom, and single mom just said to her, "You may be rich financially, but I am rich in morals, quality and happiness." And I was like, whoa, roasted. It was so eloquent. Okay, don't give them anything to interact with. If they make fun of you, don't make fun of what they have, make fun of them as people. As every rude person has pretty clear flaws.
Say, with a smile and calm voice, "I'm proud of you. You work really hard for the life you have and you deserve it. I like my life the way it is and I am happy." Just ignore their miserable existence. If someone has the audacity to be ugly to another human, they are not worth a quip or comeback. I just say I feel really sorry for them and move on.
Respond with, "Wow, what an odd thing to say." Then just maintain eye contact with you some kind of idiot? Look on your face. There are various ways. Firstly, don't. You know, internet trolls are narcissistic people. They feed of attention, so it's not even a waste of time, you're encouraging them. Then, there's the waste of time only people, and you're worth more. There's the tough love crowd, where you gotta be rude as them, while saying nice things, like, "You don't like your nice car all that much, do you? If you did, you'd be driving it instead of wasting time with me like you said. If you're done, I'm done wasting my time. Good day." But that's for people you want to burn the bridge. The best I can say is choose your battles. Workplace? Boss? There are books about it and I rather not say things that I don't know to be true. Eyebrow cock. Glance between them and their nice thing, scoff and walk away. Seriously, this works.
Ignoring them is the best revenge. Drives them nuts.
Say nothing and invest your energy in people who get you.
That's actually worse than rude, it's downright shitty.
What's the situation? Is this like random passerby, at school, personal family?
Just tell them to fuck off. They'll make themselves look like a dumbass. And don't beat yourself up by comparing yourself to them or others. I don't know, I am one.
I stop being engaged or present. They don't get any more of my time. No insults, no fists, no frowns, just bye-bye.
Anyone who has to cut down others is unhappy in their own skin. Well-adjusted folks don't belittle others. But I would say I can take the bus because I am not overcompensating.
A pepper spray and a baseball bat should do the job.
Ignore them most of the time. A lot of people know when they are being rude, so I don't encourage that behavior with my attention. But if I have to interact, then I stay obnoxiously polite. I don't give them anything they can use to escalate the situation. Other people's actions or speech do not dictate my response. I get to respond any way I choose.
Don't try to win. These people argue because they are insecure. They want to feel better about themselves by belittling others. If you look like what they say hurts you, then it's only going to give them satisfaction or goad them on to say more. When someone says things like that to me, I just silently nod as if I'm agreeing. They will do one of two things. Keep going till they run out of things to say, or they will notice that it's doing nothing to you. At the end of either point, they will just give up generally. This is just me personal experience, however, and won't work for everyone and maybe different cultures. I just found that by not engaging them on their level, they tend to stop pretty quick. Especially if there are people around. Ends up making them look more like a fool.
At this point, you're hurting yourself more than they are hurting you. Nothing they say to you means anything unless you give it meaning. And if it comes down to childish insults, just remind them that you aren't in high school anymore. Being an adult is usually what happens when you grow up.
I'm not sure how to explain it in a good way, but you can try to ask sort of a serious follow-up question that highlights how stupid and awful the thing they just said was. So for example, if someone says something rude about you taking a bus, you can respond with, "So you think it's bad for someone to take the bus?" And then keep going with questions like that and sort of pretend you didn't get the joke. This makes them look like a moron if done correctly.
Or you could also say something like, "So you think it's cool to make fun of the less fortunate?" And then they say, "No, I didn't mean it like that." You keep pushing with something like, "So what exactly did you mean?" It has to be done in a very calm and neutral to work. And like someone already said, you can also pretend you didn't hear and ask them to repeat it. Maybe even start with that, then go for the above response I just wrote. It takes away all the funny and makes them look super stupid. As I said, it's hard for me to explain it well, but essentially the idea is that you make them explain what they said and why, and by doing so you take away the funny out of it. It always makes them seem like a dumbass and highlights the absurdity and rudeness of their comment.
Here is a saying that works for me: if they mean nothing to you, then what they say shouldn't neither.
I always go, "Oh thanks a lot," in a very sarcastic tone and make a face at them. I'm really good at face making, lol. They usually turn their rudeness around. I don't know if this would work for everyone, but it does for me because I'm a loud and kind of crazy chick.
Smile and wave, smile and wave. Or, do you feel better? Because I simply can't imagine what good comes out of a comment like that. Then smile and wave.
Don't let them in your life.
They're the ones with the problem, not you, so why dedicate anything to it? However, I'm pretty blunt and would just sit there looking around like in searching for something. When asked what I'm doing, I respond with, "Looking to see how many fucks I give."
I used, "At least I can find my ass with both hands." Also, I bet you can't wait until you get your personality transplant. Kind of varying results.
Every time someone is negative towards me, I just say, "Cry." It's dumb, I know, but my dad did it to people, and it worked most of the time.
Zip tie a shopping cart to their car door handle. Depends on if they are family or not. Family, try to help. Talk to them, be open and honest. Tell them how it makes you feel when they cross lines. If that doesn't help, then avoid them. If non-family, then skip to that last step.
Being rude back in a different accent. I can always say it was a joke and I feel better. Works like a charm for me. Feel pity for them. If mocking someone less fortunate makes them happy, there is probably something very broken inside. You don't have to be like them.
Sometimes when I can't think of anything to say, I just laugh in their face. Throws them off 'cause they think they're upsetting you. Like you think you can hurt my feelings? Think again. I destroy people with kindness. Mean people hate when insults slide off your back like water off a duck.
Show them they aren't getting to you. I like acting like I didn't hear them and asking them to repeat themselves.
By pretending I'm deaf.
I just look them silently in the eye and wait for them to finish.
Look on them with pity and say, "Oh, you poor creature," and walk away. Then forget about them. It's meant to remind you that the other person is so insecure in themselves that they feel the need to put you down for whatever reason they can think of. Maybe they have a nice car or house or whatever, but those things are never going to create a true sense of self-worth, and they will be continually seeking it through acquiring more possessions and trying to make others feel as insecure as they are. Isn't that sad? But you're better than that. You recognize how flawed their thinking is and pity them for it. That's the really cynical take. The more compassionate way to view it is that everyone is a poor creature, including you. Everyone has their own struggles that may or may not be evident to others. You may never know what that rude person is struggling with, and in the end, it doesn't matter. They took out their anger or sadness or insecurity on you, and it was unkind of them, but they are human just like you. Take a moment to remember that. Mentally forgive them for their very human weakness, and move on. Kill them with kindness. For example, I'm sorry you seem to be hurting inside. May peace come to you in these trying times.
I don't deal with them. I deal with my reaction to them. Which is always ignorance walking away. Engaging with a rude person will always give them power. No engagement, no power.
Say, why do you want to take the bus so bad? Whatever they say back, make it clear to them that it's okay, they can take the bus and don't have to be scared by it.
Usually by being polite and supportive. When that doesn't work, I tell people I'll slap the fuck out of them.
Call them annoying, deny their reality, ask why they still turned out like that. Usually, you should always avoid conversations like that though, very mentally draining and doesn't solve anything. May get a good reaction out of them though lol.
You make fun of their piece of shit personality. Money can't buy class.
I recently had to confront someone about this at work. I hated having to do it. I can usually take most of the jokes, but this one really crossed the line. They apologized and said they didn't mean it with malice. I let an admin at my work know of what's happening too. I try to avoid them as much as possible and focus on the people I do get along with.